Hello and welcome back to a brand new Marvel Champions hero announcement. I am here with Villain Theory. We're going to be going through Blind and looking at Winter Soldier. How you doing, Villain Theory?
I'm doing really good. I'm getting sick of Fantasy Flight Games interrupting our Shadow of the Cast recordings. Can't believe it. But I'm really excited. Um, what can people see? People can see the art. I like that Winter Soldier came with winter art. Really hitting the theme there. But yeah, I'm excited. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah, as you were saying, we were in the middle of recording the newest Shadow of the Cast episode, which, depending on how long this goes, should be out next week. um, but yes, I'm really excited to see Winter Soldier. It looks like you were mentioning right before, he's got a long range rifle and a knife. He's ready for any situation. So here we are.
Yeah, and I like that the article is called Armed and Dangerous. If you played Marvel Rivals, you know this will subsequently be followed by the cry of again and again and again. And it might make you sad depending on which team you're on.
I still have yet to play Marvel Rivals, but let's dive into the Winter Soldier. I guess before we go in too far, we have not looked at any of. I think you saw like the hero art. I saw the hero kind of card when I posted the thumbnail, but we don't really know anything. Any speculation around the hero?
I think he might use a rifle and a knife. That is my top prediction. Maybe he has a metal arm.
Whoa.
I mean, I feel like weapons is kind of like what most people were expecting. I think maybe preparations. He's the signature ally of Black Widow and on the practice plan art. So preparation stuff maybe. But I'm just really curious to see what it actually is. What about you?
Yeah, I think we know, or we're heavily speculating that is going to be coming with an aggression aspect for the precon. I would like to see a lot of weapon support. I have kind of tied a Winter Soldier with weapons kind of thematically in my own head, and I'm excited and ready to get some more targets for locked and loaded. So I'm looking forward to some weapon support. I don't quite know. I'm assuming we're gonna get some tech. I This could go in a couple of different ways or in a couple of
Yeah.
different routes. So I'm pumped.
There's one more thing I want to say actually. Something I noticed when we got the reveals for Silk and Shuri is that their articles were named after cards of theirs that hadn't been revealed yet. So if we don't see an armed and dangerous card in this article, expect one of his cards to have that name to be revealed later.
Nice. Forrest, thank you so very much for the super chat. You guys genuinely bring a lot of joy to life. I'm so happy to hear that. Thank you for being here. Let's talk about the great game of Marvel Champions. Okay, so Bucky was a skilled fighter before the arm. With it, he's downright scary, says Steve Rogers. That's so true. So Bucky is a young man during World War II. James Bucky and Steve Rogers were kind of tied together. They were friends, and then Bucky, I think Steve kind of thought he died, but he was ended up being kidnapped and turned into the efficient killing machine that is Winter Soldier. So that's kind of fun. Um,
And it's not kind of fun if your name is James Bucky Barnes.
but as a reader or a consumer of the content, it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, so we've got Lethal Protector as a skilled soldier that was trained relentlessly as a deadly assassin. Winter Soldier has an aggressive playstyle that checks, yeah, that manifests in his ability to, in a sense, attack and remove threat at the same time. That seems pretty good. So
Aggression
let's
fans are happy everywhere.
Aggression. Solo fans are happy everywhere.
Yeah.
Solo fans are happy. Okay, so we got the Winter Soldier. This is the hero card. It is a 2/2/2 stat line with 11 hit points, 5 hand size. Pretty good. I like it's a pretty elevated hit points. Are like kind of
Mm.
on the top end of the range. With the lethal protector response. After you attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme.
It is
And
built in chase them down, it looks like.
yeah, right? Right? That's
Yeah.
And that is after you attack. That could be a basic attack, that could be a upgrade, that could be a event that you use. But after you
Mm.
attack and defeat an enemy, remove 2 threat from a scheme. Also with the shield and soldier traits. That's kind of
That's
interesting.
super interesting. Yeah, I was totally expecting Avenger on him. So to see shield on another hero side is really interesting. Probably going to add a lot of value to a lot of the shield stuff that came in the Agents of Shield box. No
Mm,
surprise. Because I think this is the only the third hero we've seen with shield on the hero side.
yeah, he's Legolas, says Get Up in Game. From Lord of the Rings, whenever you defeat a enemy with Legolas, you get to place progress on the main quest. So yes, he is like Legolas. That's amazing. I love it. Oh, Infectious Zombie gifted a tier 1 sub. Congratulations to Stumpleton Radio. Thank you so much, Infectious Zombie. I appreciate it. Oh my gosh. Okay, so that's pretty cool. We also have the soldier trait, which goes into things like with mission planner, mission leader.
Mission leader.
There we are. We're getting there. And
Yeah.
mission leader and winter soldier already feel like they have a lot of synergy together because you're getting to reduce the cost to play mission leader on winter soldier, and mission leader and winter soldier is going to be clearing a lot more side schemes, I think, with this lethal protector ability.
Yeah, I'm gonna throw out another prediction. He's called Winter Soldier. He's got the soldier trait on both sides. I think Nick had soldier as well. Maybe we're gonna get some, new soldier support in this pack. Just a random thing or throw out there. But his ability looks good. His stats are very balanced. So the signs are good for I think just card interaction, but also just being a good hero.
Nice. So with Bucky Barnes, so let's look at his alter ego. You want to tell me about this one?
Yeah, so he's wearing what appear to be some kind of pajamas. He's got a cat on his back. The window's open. It's probably a nice day. But to talk about the card itself a little bit more, free recovery, pretty standard. Shield and soldier again here, and the ability is cybernetically enhanced. Action: spend a resource of any type, search your deck and discard pile for cybernetic arm, and put it into play. This is very Hawkeye's bow, kind of reminiscent to me. Um, but it kind of suggests that maybe his arm can be lost, and then you have to kind of flip down and try and get it back.
That's funny. And then Andier in the comments talking about the Captain America mug in the art right there, kind of in the
Oh,
bottom
yeah.
left hand corner. I love that. And then I wonder if we're gonna get a support or an ally that is the cat that is on his back. I would be down for that.
Me too. I would definitely think that'd be really entertaining.
Nice. Okay, so let's look at the cybernetic arm because that seems to be fairly integral to him. This is a one cost upgrade, but if you're using the ability on his alter ego side, you spend a resource and put it into play. So you're getting a little bit of a discount. So instead of two effective resources, only one. And it is search your deck and discard pile. And so if you see it in your opening hand, you can easily toss it in that mulligan because you can search that discard pile and get it for a little bit cheaper. This is a
Yeah.
item and it is a tech card. So a couple of synergies there. We got item with shopping spree and tech with tech.
I love the idea of Jubilee going shopping for an arm. It's like,
Yeah.
so Bucky, do you want this one or this one?
This is a resource generator exhaust cybernetic arm. Generate a wild resource for an attack event. That event deals one additional damage. Okay.
It
That's
seems
kind of
good.
cool. Yeah, that seems really
Yeah.
good. It's giving me supernova or the helmet. Supernova's helmet? Yeah. Why am I not remembering the name of that right now? Nova's helmet. The supernova helmet. I think is that's what it's called. Where it's a wild resource that you get at the start of the game, but instead of redding so that you can use it multiple times, this one deals additional damage. No feat in comments talking about hone technique here. I mean, like automatically you're hitting that resource requirement of the mental for any hone technique. You're adding one
Yeah.
plus the cost of the event. That seems kind of wild.
I'm reminded of Shadowcat's solid form, which is kind of a different kind of resource generator. You start with that only pays to all events. I think that's physical, so this is wild. It's kind of better in that regard. Uh, Deals an additional damage. I'm getting like Miss Marvel or even Nick thinking. I love things which change up the value on a card that like just naturally like increase it or change it up. So for me, this seems strong and fun so far. Really big fan of it. I think the art style very different to what I'm used to, but I actually quite like it.
Yeah. My mind goes to like one by one, where it's a one cost card to
Yeah.
deal two damage. If that defeats an enemy, deal two damage. Now, because it deals an extra damage, three damage is much more likely to take out like a minion on the tail. And then because it's the increases the each instance of damage, it's 3 and 3, or something like a melee. I mean like I'm
I
excited.
I'm expecting dive bomb not to work here, but you never know who has a flying car in their pocket. So
Yes.
we'll see.
Nice. Okay, so cybernetic arm. Okay. Can search for and put it into play at the cost of a single resource. Serves as a resource generator for his attack events. It can also boost the damage on those events. It's insane. Lethal
Yeah.
Protector. Defeat one minion with a metal punch. Villain theory, what is this 3 cost metal punch doing to us?
Let me find it. Here we go. Um, to us, it's costing us 3 resources. It is attack traded, so our metal arm is going to work on metal punch, and it's dealing 7 damage to an enemy. If you exhausted the arm to pay for it, it gains overkill. So a nice 7 damage with overkill. 7 damage is maybe it's a little bit less than the blueprint, the swinging web kick, but you get overkill, pretty much guaranteed almost. So I think this is pretty handy. I actually really like that.
And it would be 3 for 8 if you use the arm or you use your
Oh,
arm to
true.
pay for it. Yeah.
True. True, 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 true. I really
So
like it.
yeah. So that seems good. I mean, like even if you are not using the arm for it, 3 for 7 for villain type damage is not bad.
I mean, it's
But I mean,
perfectly
three
good.
for eight is exactly what you want to see, and you get that overkill damage, which means that you're going to be triggering the lethal protector ability, which means you get to remove 2 threat. Woo, woo, nice.
Yeah. Interesting thing to note, just looking back at Cybernetic Arm, it is his first card out of 15, which might suggest he doesn't have a signature ally. I guess we'll see. But I'm curious how many metal punches he has, because he's got that resource generator for an attack. You probably want to give him a ton of attacks. So I think
Hmm.
you're probably always happy to see this card in your hand.
I'll be curious to see if we get a thwart event or if they're just kind of relying on that printed hero ability for the thwarting, and we get like more attack events to kind of compensate for it.
Yeah, I mean, after you defeat an enemy and remove 2 threat, his lethal protector ability. I mean, also kind of nudging me toward maybe we get something minion summoning, just to make sure you've got ways to trigger that. That's
That is so
what I'm
true
thinking.
because we have so much minion summoning in all of the aspects now. So like we got
Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Alrighty. So it's not just an aggression build that I think Bucky's gonna thrive in because you got like squared off in leadership, which is so good.
yeah,
Uh Change of fortune or not change of fortune. Come get me, Bob. Mm, love it.
yeah.
Okay, so that's metal punch. Defeat another with a basic attack and take out a third with arm block. But this is important distinction to make. Lethal Protector is not once per round. It's not an exhaustible ability. So if you can take out 4 Ultron drones, you're removing 8 threat from schemes.
That's actually huge. I didn't realize that. I actually think I read the line probably when you read it there. That is huge. So you're in multiplayer threat, and there's just like a bunch of minions on the table. Threat is exploding off of the schemes. I think that's very strong.
Yeah. Yeah, that's kind of impressive. Um
Yeah.
so the third with an arm block, a 1 cost attack defense event.
Ooh.
So when an enemy attacks, deal 3 damage to it. This is an interrupt. So this is going to go off before the enemy's damage goes through, correct? Because it's when an enemy attacks.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, yeah, yes.
Um, oh my gosh, if you exhausted cybernetic arm to pay for this event, prevent all damage from that enemy's attack.
It's funny you
Whoa.
mentioned Nova's helmet because if you use
Yeah.
his helmet to pay for his defense event, it's also dealing 3 damage to the enemy. And you also mentioned Change of Fortune by accident, which also seems pretty good here. So this does seem like a good card.
Yeah. Preventing all damage from an enemy attack can be so good, but you do have to have this at the right time. You have to draw it. A lot of the times with the super or with Nova's event, which I'm drawing a blank on right now, but the his defense event in Nova's kit, I always find myself I'm always drawing that when I'm in alter ego or when the villain is stunned. But when you can trigger it, it's very satisfying. It also makes me
if
think of like taunt.
if I'm reading this correctly, I think he actually has 3 copies of Arm Block, so you're probably more
Oh
likely to
wow.
have it at the right time. So yeah, if you taunt, obviously it will line up if you're an alter ego, but you got a good chance of getting this.
Yeah, and it's a mental resource. So if you are leaning into that iteration damage with like hone technique. If you draw it on a turn that is not a turn where you can really reliably play it, you can use it for that mental resource for a hone technique kicker. If you're not using the arm for that, like if you're using the arm for a um, Winter Soldier event and you want to use this for a aggression event, we did. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, what's up?
No, I've got nothing else to add. I'm just thinking about it. I like this.
Yeah, we Andier, so do you think we get ways to ready the arm because it is tech? My thought initially is auto, right? Like
Ooh.
so if we can somehow run some web warriors with Bucky, auto when he comes in, he can ready a upgrade. If it's a tech, you get to draw a card. So auto, or is that when he leaves play? It doesn't matter.
It's when he
Uh,
enters.
when he enters play. Okay. So that would be kind of a fun little build to try out. Is like a web warrior auto Octavius readying the arm to get multiple uses out of it. That seems pretty good.
Yeah, well, a little deck building thing for people here. We're about to get Manifold in Shuri's pack, which will let you find build support, which is a really good way to get Web of Life and Destiny, which is a really good way to play Web Warriors. So builds are coming together more easily than ever, I think. That might have otherwise been hard. So there's definitely different options in different aspects, but that's going to be easier than before.
I also love No Feet McGee. I realize you can repurpose the arm, which would be stupid and funny, but it just my mind goes to Guardians of the Galaxy with Rocket. I need that guy's arm. Like
Would he take his arm off and then start hitting people with it?
yeah,
Is that
yeah,
the only
right.
purpose is it?
But now we have to do a two-player or two-handed game with Rocket and Winter Soldier.
Oh, that's really funny.
Oh, I love it. The rest of Winter Soldier's kit is also focused around attacking enemies. I mean, that I would be a little
What?
upset if it wasn't. Don his Winter's mask. What does this do for us?
Well, it's not for spring, summer, or fall/autumn, depending on where you are and what you call it. Uh, One cost upgrade, item and tech again, so Jubilee can go shopping for masks, maybe suitable for Halloween. Also repurposable, don't know if you'd want to yet. You gain the spy trait. That's a really cool way to gain the trait. I mean,
Hmm.
it makes sense. You've got a mask on. Who could he be now? The enemy definitely didn't see you before. But I like that. I think that's a fun bit of theme. Hero response. After you attack and defeat an enemy, exhaust Winter Mask. Draw one card. This is very good. I like it.
Yep. This, along with just the abilities and everything, like we're running minion summoning with Bucky. Like regardless
Oh,
of
yeah.
aspect, like that feels like the path that they're leading him down. Um,
Yeah, I mean,
why
you
do
could
we care
ready
about this? Yeah, what's up?
I was gonna say, you could ready this up with, Otto as well, potentially, for more card draw if there's more enemies, you know? So
Mm.
it gives
Hmm.
Otto options, which is kind of fun, and any other tech cards we may receive, which I don't know, I would like some. You think you're about to say, "Why do we care about the spy trait?"
Yeah.
If you wanna play Spycraft.
Nice.
Injustice or, espionage in basic, which maybe he comes with a reprint? I mean, I don't know.
Or maybe we're going to be getting some spy support in this
More spy support.
pre-con because it is the Agents of Shield wave.
Yeah, I mean,
Uh,
we've got Maria and Nick with Spy, we've got what's her name? Spider-Woman, I know who she is, one of my favorites. There's a few spies out there.
Mike saying in chat, Fitz and Simmons are going to be Bucky's best friends. Yeah, with these one
Oh, yeah.
cost, and you get that discount for the shield trait. Yeah, heck yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, it's
Winter
very cool to
Mask
have a
is
good
yeah.
I just say it's good to have more places for these, like, specific shield things. Because I mean, there are a few good places, War Machine, but always happy to have another place. Because I actually really like, Leo and Gemma.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I was playing a She-Hulk deck the other day, with like Blood Rage, which is after you
Mhm.
defeat a enemy, take a damage, draw a card. Very good.
Yep.
And so not even needing to take a damage, but also potentially running Blood Rage with Winter Soldier. You take out a minion, you're drawing two cards. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, a lot of rage behind the mask. I think that's gonna be fun. Card draw's always fun.
Yeah, card draw is always fun.
More options, more keep playing the cards. My turn isn't over yet.
To net you a card draw when you take an enemy down, then utilize silent infiltration, which is a two
Ooh,
cost upgrade. A lot of upgrades. Um, I
yeah.
guess we got the attack events, but another upgrade. This is a preparation upgrade. It's a hero response after you attack and defeat an enemy. Discard this card, ready your hero, and confuse an enemy.
That seems pretty handy to have. It just occurred to me, by the way, that after our interview with Caleb we did on Shadow of the Cast, this has to be his design, I'm assuming. Um,
Yeah,
but
because
I'm
he
I
said he built one in this wave, right?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
Winter's still just a pretty cool character to design here. Preparation really good. Practice plan immediately really good. Getting confuses seems really good, and it can be an enemy, so you can hit vulnerable enemies. Readying your hero is good, especially if all your stats are 2/2/2. You can do whatever you want with that. Um, you can use his defense card, which is also an attack card, to use this to ready in the villain phase, I believe. But you'd have to defeat an enemy. But I mean, change of fortune. I think this card has a lot of potential and is good in a lot of situations, and I like it.
Yeah. The only thing that I'm a little confused about is I assume because this was going to be a ready that it was going to be his cape, but maybe Caleb's
Oh,
deviating deviating away from his standard readying upgrades.
Winter
Um
Soldier's silent cape.
yeah. So three effective costs for a hero ready and a confused with a condition of defeating an enemy, but you already are kind of going to want to be triggering that as much as possible.
Mm.
It feels pretty good.
I like readies, I like confusers. Minions are pretty common as a type of card in most scenarios, even in like solo plays. So even if you didn't summon a minion, there's a high chance because you play this on the board, you can just wait for that minion to come in. So yeah, it seems very good. And I mean, I like the theme. You're infiltrating, you get to confuse the enemy. Makes sense.
Yeah. I'll be interested to see him and Thor play or him and Valkyrie play with even more
Oh,
minion summoning because Bucky doesn't actually need to be the one who's engaged with them, but like if Thor summons the minion, he gets the benefit of the card draw, and then if Bucky is playing that minion slayer, you can get some really fun like combos there. Hmm.
yeah, Thor's kind of funny because he always likes to engage and summon in the minion, but he doesn't have to actually do anything afterwards. So he's running the whack-a-mole machine, and then Winter Soldier's got the hammer, and what a beautiful combination.
Infectious Zombie has a fantastic idea as well in the chat. Two-handed with Thor and a minion heaven villain deck.
Yeah.
We said it at the exact same time. I love it. That's amazing.
Nice,
Okay, so
nice.
silent infiltration. Also, kind of wanted to toss out the idea of Agent Coulson here, being able to pull that preparation back to your
Mm,
hand to be able to play it again if you are running him
yeah.
in Justice.
I
Although
mean,
yeah, what's up?
I was just gonna say shield trait on him if you're in Justice. I mean, you might not
Mm-hmm.
be super inclined to go Justice with all the threat removal he has, but you could run like a global logistics build, bring in the minions, like line them up for you. Agent Coulson starts to get pretty good there, so yeah,
Yeah,
loads of possibility.
yeah. Sign keep the momentum going while confusing an enemy as a bonus. If you need to stall the villain or set up a particularly tough minion, you can stun them with electrical discharge. What does this do for us?
Prediction is it's like what we just saw, but damage and stun. I mean, let's see. It's two cost event. Doesn't ready you. It's not a preparation. I'm on the complete wrong thing. So he's got another attack event. Hero action: deal 4 damage to an enemy. If you paid using the energy resource, maybe an energy hero. That's pretty rare, I think. Stun the enemy. So
Hmm.
I like this. It's very Mars Morales in a way. Deal damage, get the stun. Once
Yep.
a resource type. Uh, Seems perfectly good to me.
Yeah. This also is like the Jubilee event, the firecracker. 4 damage, stun, two
Yeah.
cost, very similar. Her requires two different resources. This is a lightning resource, but if we're using our metal arm to pay for this, it hits that lightning requirement, so you're automatically stunning. It also deals 5 damage now, which is even better for that three effective cost. 5 damage and a stun seems pretty decent.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, the wild just on your arm, yeah, just makes it very, very easy to hit that. I guess kind of like Jubilee has a wild one on her hero cards. I mean, you're gonna be hitting this most of the time if you want to hit it. It's just gonna maybe force you to sometimes use your arm when you'd want to use it for other cards, maybe also in your hand. Um, yeah, seems good to me. Like he's using his arm for something different. I don't read a lot of comics. I really want to. It's time and that. I didn't know his arm could shoot out like electrical blasts like this, so it seems pretty fun to me. I like the kind of extra use of it there thematically.
Yeah, yeah. I didn't know that either, but it makes sense. Yeah, Griffin and comment Nelson calling them lightning and punch resources pains you. Oh yeah, sorry. I'll call them by their real name: yellow, red, and blue. Um,
Oh no. The deep lore here is that Nelson always does this. I never say anything, but it bothers me as well. But it's fine.
that's so funny. I used to call them. I think I used to
Oh.
call them um, physical, mental energy. But then I stole the punch resource and all of that from Get Up and Game because I liked how I liked it when he said it.
The bad thing is, while I'm really like specific, I always say mental, physical, energy. On Arkham, I just say what I see. I see a foot, and I'm like, I'm gonna use my foot stat. It's not
Yep,
agility.
yep.
So I'm a bit of a hypocrite.
That's so funny. Shiny, punchy, and brainy is friendly computer. Yes, I do actually think that that is the correct terminology there.
It's the more fun one for sure. I like it.
While there are no more minions to hunt, Bucky can retreat to Safe House 30. So we've got
Oh,
29, 121, and 30. Safe
looks
House
like it.
30 looks like a nice suburban home. It's a location. It's a location and a shield traded. Which are the other location? The other locations have to be shield traded, right?
They are, yeah. You can ready them with like Agent 13 ally and so on.
Yeah, and probably I didn't even think about exhausting them for like global logistics and stuff like that. I don't know why
Yeah.
that never crossed my mind. But safe house number 30, which is I think right next door to the 29. Exhaust safe
Yeah.
house 30 to search the encounter deck for a minion and put it into play engaged with you. Shuffle, then draw one card.
Alter Ego support, that's a minion summoning. Didn't have that on my bingo card.
Also
And you get to
thematically, I think
search.
it's what?
Sorry, just saying, I just realized that you get to search. It's not
Yeah,
discard until you find like a lot of it.
you get
Sorry,
to go
go on with
find the
the
one.
thematic. Yeah.
Oh no, thematically it's hilarious that you're in a safe house and summoning minions to it. You're not doing
Just
what you're
like
supposed to do, Bucky.
that's really funny actually. Just get on the phone and say, "Yeah, why don't you come over?"
Yeah, so
I like
alter
that.
yeah, I do too. It's alter ego, um, which is interesting. It gives Bucky a reason to be an alter ego past turn 1 in his own kit because once you have the arm out, I don't think you're really discarding it unless you're forced to. And so
Yeah.
having the support out gives you kind of a ability in alter ego, giving you that incentive to roll down. You do have confuse in the kit with the preparation card, so you have some safe trips, but he also has a ton of threat removal. So if you have a high cap like main scheme, I don't even know if you're gonna need to confuse because he is two thwart and whenever he takes out an enemy, which could be the one that you just summoned, you just take it right
Yeah.
out. Plus, you get a card draw.
Yeah.
So that's insane. So summon two minions on the way down. So go get an armored guard, one that like has zero scheme on turn 1. Grab something else on turn 2. You get +2 cards. You've paid for this card, and then you have 4 threat removal right on the table when you take them out with a 1/1.
Yeah, I mean, this seems good to me. Like, it's obviously better if you use the minion summoning on the way down, so the minion doesn't scheme against you if you use it instead when you flip down. But totally useful in both cases. And actually, there's a fair amount of minions in the game with zero scheme that you could totally just bring out and just have them sit there, laugh at them, and then flip down and take them out. That's pretty fun. You know, the draw one card after minion summoning. We've already mentioned 4. It's very much like a little bit of 4 in the safe house. Maybe 4 is in the safe house, hanging out. He's playing video games with the rock guy. I forgot his name. I like it. I like this a lot.
Yeah, it's like the flavor text says, you'll never guess who moved in next door. I don't know if that's Thor or the minion that you just summoned.
The minion next door's really funny. Oh, it's a Hydra agent next door. Let me go and give him a welcome gift.
Ooh, oh, no feet McGee. Good call. Bring out quick strike minions. Is a good
Oh
way to
yes,
get that. Yeah, because quick strikes is not going to activate when you're an alter ego. That's cool.
yeah.
That's really
I
fun.
like this. That's fun. I mean, it's
Yeah.
even a world where, let's say, we do the 4 team up again. 4's pretty good at defeating minions. You can just flip down, bring one to play. Maybe you can get over here and bring it over. Like, there's definitely things you can do.
Yeah. Very cool. Okay, Safe House
Mm.
30. I like it. To help him search for new targets, give him an extra card. So that is his cards. Now we're getting an aggression precon. We'll talk about that here in a second. But overall thoughts on Bucky.
I want to see more cards.
Yeah, right? Give me more.
Overall thoughts are really good. Like minion summoning is really good for him. That's in basically every aspect now. Justice is a little shakier. It's actually more of a downside for the card that Daring Lion revealed, infiltration. But it still can happen, and he can make use of like the downside can become an upside, which is really fun there. Um, I like everything.
Mhm.
I'm gonna say electrical discharge, my least favorite card here, and maybe his arm. I think the way that increases damage, like my favorite card here. But I like everything I see here. I've got no problems with any of it. I like the aggressive attacking character, and I like that I'm gonna have accessible threat removal. And yeah, I think that's gonna go crazy in multiplayer in minion heavy scenarios.
Yeah. There's just a lot to unpack here, and then he's gonna be
Mm,
so good against specific scenarios. I think Red Skull is gonna be kind of interesting. There's gonna be just a lot of threat to remove, and he's gonna be able to do it. I think in Justice, the way that I run that is probably a like one way or another type situation because I think he's gonna have enough threat removal to deal with the threat that's being put out there. He's
yeah,
got
play side schemes and stuff maybe as well.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, yeah. Good call. Specialized
Mm.
training because he's going to get multiple activations. Symbiote suit, I think, is a really like decent play here. With the
Wow.
readies, with
When a soldier of symbiote suit, it's just such a crazy image in my head.
does it affect the arm or does it not affect the arm?
I'd love
Hmm.
it to like mesh into the armor and kind of like be a kind of a fusion, a tech symbiote fusion.
Yeah, I think
What
in
I
no,
no,
go
go
for
on,
it.
sorry. Oh, I was gonna say something that I like as someone who likes to build decks and really like make cards do weird things. I like that his identity card interacts with enemies. That could be the villain, it can be minions. There's a lot of combos you
Hmm.
can do. His cybernetic armor affects attack events, which you find in basically every aspect. So you can do lots of different interaction, which I think is gonna be really fun for like deck building and variety and playing him in different ways and getting just all these combos, which I enjoy.
Yep, yep. And that is good to note that if you do defeat the first stage of the villain, you also trigger the lethal protector ability. That is considered a enemy being defeated. Very cool.
And
Um,
it's not exactly like chase them down because it's not counting as forwarding, so it will bypass confuse, which is pretty handy.
yeah,
Mm,
interesting,
yeah,
interesting. I am
I
kind of
like him.
surprised he has a two thwart. Like from like a balance standpoint, it feels like two thwart seems pretty decent. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be using that with his lethal protector ability, but two
I think
thwart
if he
seems
was designed a few years ago, like in Wave 4, he probably would have 1 4. um, but I don't necessarily think this is a bad thing because I feel like you're kind of also motivated to use your attack to defeat a minion potentially. So I mean, I guess he wants to play events. I
mhm,
guess we'll see.
mhm.
It seems good.
Yeah, yeah. Alrighty, you ready to look at some red cards?
I am. I actually saw the top of one and the name on it, which makes me very excited.
Alrighty, well, just tell me about it then.
So I saw the name Captain America, and I want to talk about Captain America. I've seen the text blurb. He's further down. We're just going to go into it now. He's a forecast ally. He's Steve Rogers because it could have been a Falcon Captain America. Sorry, Sam Wilson Captain America. 2 fort, 2 attack, just like the hero. 3 hit points, a little bit less than the hero. And this is not an Avenger Captain America, so we're getting a bit of a different one here. This is a Shield ally, which I think is very, very fun. He's got toughness, which is like the leadership version of Cap we currently have. Uh, response after, oh, he's good. After he enters play, ready a shield character. Ooh, wow. I feel like without the response, he's still a fairly decent forecast. And an aggression ally with 2 forwarding is
Mhm.
everything I've dreamed of. We have Psylocke, but she wants to attack. Cap can
Right.
come in and just thwart. And I think he's playable without the response if I wasn't, loaded up on shield stuff. But obviously, shield character means Nick Fury, means Maria Hill, means Winter Soldier as a hero. I like this. Tell me what you think about this.
I like it a lot. I think the my only concern with him is now we have just Winter Soldier, Nick, and Maria with Shield on their hero sites, correct?
Yes.
So
Yes.
so anybody else like a War Machine or Spider Woman I see in the chat, like they need to be an alter ego to get that ready.
Yeah. But I still think
Which
that's fine.
yeah, absolutely. But that's my only concern with it. That being
Mm.
said, very good stats, gets the response, can ready Winter Soldier, can ready Maria, can do whatever. Feels pretty decent.
My only concern here is he might be too good, but I mean, it's Captain America. If you're gonna make a good ally, I felt this is a great candidate. But me playing, let's say, solo, or even sometimes two-player aggression, and I'm looking at this guy. I fought once, I lose a tough. I fought again, I fought again, I fought again. It's just like very nice threat removal. I could heal him up. Just very accessible threat removal. Not a lot of conditions to jump through, just a bit expensive. But I see myself using him in a lot of aggression decks, and obviously just gets crazy good in shield decks.
Yeah, and good point from chat with I was framed. Does not have to be a hero, can be a character. So you can ready Dum
Grant
Dum. You
Ward.
can what's up?
Sorry, I just I interrupted you. I said Grant Ward. He's the new zero cost who
Yeah.
the longer he's around,
Mhm.
the more chance
Mhm.
of treachery is messing you up. So Cap's like, come on, hurry up before you betray us.
Yep. Reading Agent 13 so that you can use your helicarriers or your anything again.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Now I
He
feel like
seems very
there's
good.
yeah. Now I feel like there's some fun like War Machine ammunition munitions bunker Agent 13 shenanigans that also ties in with Captain America now because like you can use Agent 13 to ready the munitions bunker to build up a ton of ammo counters on it, then just
Yeah.
get that even faster, make it a little bit faster. Yeah.
Notably, doesn't have to be a shield character you control, which I think adds a lot of flexibility.
Very
Um,
cool.
so I'm very excited. You know what? I'm gonna take back my concern a little bit. I think as a two forwarding ally that isn't motivated to attack instead of fort, I think he's gonna be very very popular. But I almost think it's more due to an absence of two forwarding allies in aggression rather
Mm.
than necessarily him being too powerful. Maybe he is. Maybe he isn't. I mean, we haven't even played him. I don't think I want to go too deep into that. But I just think he's gonna be really such a gift to solo aggression.
Yeah. 100%.
Well deserved gift.
100%. Ooh, Wing Zero, good call. Any ally that Maria controls, Captain America
Yeah,
readies.
yeah. So for Maria,
That's
that's got a lot more
interesting.
flexibility.
That's interesting. I like that a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh. Ooh. Okay. Okay. Very cool.
Mm.
Okay, so that's the one that's kind of embedded in the article. We got aggressive stance, which is also embedded. So this is a one cost preparation upgrade, max one per
Yeah.
player. After you engage a minion, discard this card, search your deck for an attack event and add it to your hand.
Ooh, very
That's fun.
interesting.
That's really
Yeah.
fun.
It's reminiscent of the attack player side scheme that
Mm-hmm.
Aggression has. I forgot the name of it now. It's the X-Men themed one anyway. That finds you an attack card and gives it damage bonus. This lacks that, but it is a little bit easier. You are kind of trading two effective resources. Like you play this card, you spend a resource on it, and then you get one card back when it triggers. But I mean, an attack card at the right time can make a huge difference. Not all attack cards are created equally, shall we say that?
Mm-hmm.
You can get a
Mm-hmm.
hero attack card. Um, and yeah, so I think the thematic thing, an enemy turns up, you've got an attack ready, an aggressive stance. It's kind of various defensive stance, that we've already got as a by the name and stuff. So everything to me seems pretty good about this. It's not going to go in every deck, but certain characters, certain decks, I do think this is actually seriously pretty good.
Yeah, yeah. I think it's really interesting. I think you can grab the one that you need in that moment, and if that card could just be a resource if you need it. If you could just take out the minion with a basic or whatever you have in your hand, you just need a little bit more resources. You can, but it's also not a forced response, so you don't have to trigger it.
Mm,
Whenever I see a preparation trait, I like to go back and think about Black Widow. So
yeah,
Widow not only gets this, but she can also like ready off of her synth suit, deal a damage with Widowmaker, draw a card whenever she plays it in alter ego. Yeah, I mean Black Widow and aggression I think is kind of the her least favorite aspect potentially, and so I feel like this is giving a little bit more love to the aggression preparation stuff. That's pretty interesting. I'm trying to think, like we see dive bomb in the chat. I'm trying to think of other cards that I would want to go grab.
I mean, if you're Nick Fury, I think I was framed said Nick likes this too in the chat. You get his like spray shot, but he's also good with one by one because he can enhance that. So if a minion comes in and
Yeah.
engage with you, use it to get one by one, pump its damage up, and cause mass destruction.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of thing. I mean, if you've got a minion engage with you, you could go and get someone like into the fray that benefits
Mm-hmm.
from a minion just to make sure it lines up. It'll add a bit more consistency to attack events that want minions to get them at the right time.
Yeah.
It does only
Relentless
set your deck.
assault.
Yeah. It does only set your deck, not your discard pile, and I feel like that's something to be mindful of.
True.
But nonetheless, sometimes your deck has a lot of cards in it. If you win a soldier, a lot of attack cards in it. So that's
Mhm.
pretty fun.
Mhm.
It's a
It's
weird
like
world. Oh, sorry. I was gonna say it's a weird world for Winter Soldier because his defense event is also an attack event. If a
yeah.
quick strike minion comes at him and engages him, you can trigger this and have the defense card ready. Or would the quick strike go through first?
I think
I
the
think the
quick
quick strike
strike.
is the keyword goes through first.
Yeah, because it's after you
Well,
engage.
I tried.
um, I think is lightning strike from Thor attack traded.
I don't know if it is. It's a weird card that it is not an attack, but I could see them giving it the attack trait, especially because it's an older card. I will research if chat doesn't beat us to it.
Oh, the Shibi talking about Spider Woman setting up more aspect card plays. So you can grab the correct aspect card. I like that a lot.
That is
My
very
mind
cool.
goes to Ironhearts with her attack events, where she wants to
Li-
take out minions to get more progress counters. So that
yeah.
could be a really nice like kind of tie-in.
Lightning Strike is not attack traded in any
Ah,
way.
boo, boo, boo.
There's a weird world where with like Vision and Angel, you use it to find an attack event that can actually be played as a fort event, which is kind of
Yep,
fun.
yep. Or even like multi-talented.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah, interesting. Okay,
So far, these
I
two aggression cards, I like them.
Yeah, they don't feel Captain America feels powerful. Aggressive stance feels situational, and I like
yeah,
that. It
yeah.
friendly computer. This should be an energy resource. It is a mental resource, which is kind of interesting if you're running that hone technique. Especially, I
Oh
do
yeah.
like the mental resource here with the max one per player. It means that I'm more likely to run like two or probably not three, but two copies of this, knowing that I can choose when to trigger it if I'm using hone technique, and this can just be my kicker.
Yeah, and I'm also going to go completely off the rails into reckless speculation territory. What do you think are chances of seeing, this hero in the art here, Jane Foster 4, in the next couple of hero waves? Do you think that's possible?
I do. I think so. I feel like
Because
yeah, yeah.
we've
I
seen a
think
new
so.
Black Panther and Shuri. We kind of sort of seen a new Spider-Man in Silk. I feel like, maybe I'm just reading into some cool art because this wasn't commissioned for the game. I can see at the bottom it's from comics, but I think that could be a little cool thing to think about.
Nice. Very cool. I'm liking that card. Also grab an attack event to take that minion out. If you need a little help paying for that event, you can use Man on the Wall. What does
Well,
this do, villain? Oh,
maybe before that, I think we missed a card which maybe
ah,
combos with this at the very top of this paragraph, called Spoiling for a Fight. So,
oh,
uh, that sounds like a minion summoning card to me if I've ever heard a name for one.
it
Um,
does. Tell me about it.
so it's a zero cost event. I see. See, this is Sam Wilson, Captain America. This is really interesting on the art. Um, Definitely needs like Iceman or something to help with all the fire here. Hero action: discard from the top of the encounter deck until you discard a minion. Put that minion into play engage with you. Ready your hero. Amazing. I like it. What do you think?
Thor loves it. Lightning resource. Get card draw. You get to ready your hero. It's insane. Good card. Good card.
Yeah, ready your hero. For some characters, that's insanely good. For some characters, they're probably like, I've only got one in attack and four. I don't know if I want this minion here. So it's not auto include necessarily everywhere. I mean, it's not auto include anywhere, I guess, except the really characters who especially benefit, which is probably how it should be. I've got to do some maths here. Zero cost for a ready, insanely good. Got to deal with a minion. You got to have combos or like really big stats, but this is potentially very, very, very good. I know
Yeah.
somewhere out there, boom guys, like I'm putting this in vision. I'm gonna think the minions.
Yep.
I like this card
Yep.
a lot. Wow.
Yeah. That's really cool. Nova.
Aggression.
Leroy talking about Nova really
Yeah.
likes it. I like
Aggression
that
is back
call.
as like the minion summoning aspect. Because I know some people were a little bit concerned, like, oh, why is every aspect getting minion summoning? It's taking away from aggression's identity a bit. But I feel like this, giving aggression just more minion summoning and ways to
Hmm.
interact with it, kind of bringing it back as a focus. It's a tool for everyone, but now aggression has a bit more of it, can do a bit more with it.
Yeah.
And I think this is very good.
Yeah. Uh, we got Rocket, Drax, Iceman, Nightcrawler, Valkyrie,
Oh,
Thor.
Drax.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, okay. Hold on. Also, Winter Soldier. This is so good for Winter Soldier.
It's insane for Winter Soldier.
let's not forget about what card this is coming in. But the fact that you can discard, get a minion, Ready up. If you have a combat training and a specialized training, or you have something that basic activation can then take out that minion, this is a zero cost for taking out that minion and thwarting two off the main. That's kind of insane.
Yeah, I lost track of all the names you said there, but I'm just glancing through some characters on Marvel CDB. I'm looking like X-23. I'm looking at even Storm of her thunderstorm environment. It seems like a lot you could do with this. Imagine She-Hulk set up with all her big attack boost. I feel like
Hmm.
Rocket can actually use I've got a plan to boost up his forwarding stat and then actually turn this into a forwarding card. I don't know. I think this is very, very fun, very, very playable. Um, Trying to think about Come Get Me, Bub. And yeah, I mean, there's a lot of good cards now, but I mean, this one has less of a stat cap, and just the bigger your stats go, the bigger the effect of this is.
Yeah, yeah. It's really interesting. We see Lie in Wait, which is the other preparation card that we got in red. Deal when you engage a minion, deal 3 damage to it, and so you can just
Yeah.
pop them right as they come out.
Mm.
Uh, Very cool. Very cool.
Feels like we're going to get some kind of card in Winter Soldier yet to be revealed, where maybe get something benefit from preparations being triggered because his
Hmm.
precon has them, his actual cards have them, but no idea yet. Just a bit of crazy speculation.
Ooh, yeah. Chat
Not
talking
that
about
crazy
Spider Woman.
speculation.
Spider Woman getting a cheap stat boost plus a ready, which Spider Woman loves.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Mm. Very cool. I like this card.
Mm.
I'm glad that you caught this one because this would have been sad if
We
we
didn't want
missed
to
it.
miss this one. This just makes aggressive stance like even better now because we can trigger it more on our terms. Even just as like a game ender. I attack the villain. I ready up with spawning for a fight. I get a big attack card from aggressive stance. Hit the villain again. Play the attack card. Hit the villain. The minion sits there as I beat up their boss, and hopefully it didn't have guard. Yeah,
The
very, very, very cool.
the other kind of interesting combo here is you don't have to use your basic to take the minion out, but if you use like nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. Aggressive stance, you can trigger this, which then gets like a melee, and then you can use your arm to pay melee to take out spoiling for a fight and throw damage at the villain, and you're ready. You're getting to remove threat for taking out the minion, and then you can do whatever you want with your basic. There's a lot of flexibility that comes with this ready, and because aggression is already so good at taking minions out, there's even more.
Yeah, I'm almost annoyed by this article because I want to go and make a big deep dive video, which is something I actually recently said I wasn't gonna be doing to focus on other stuff. But like, this is so good. I really like this.
Nice. We got a question. The Hills have nerds. Do you think he'll be decent in low/no minion scenarios, or will he be hamstrung in the way that Thor feels?
I think it's definitely gonna affect him, right? There's no way having less targets for his very good hero ability isn't gonna affect him. Um, I mean, it's a world where even his like safe house gets turned off because it only searches the encounter deck. So if all of them are in a discard pile, you don't even have targets there to summon. So it will affect him. But I do just think, as opposed to four, having two for two attack, two defense, he's probably going to be a little less affected. But definitely a factor. Definitely gets better the more minions he's going to be able to defeat to some
Yeah,
degree. There's probably a maximum cap, especially in solo play. There's no more threats to remove with lethal protector to start with.
true, 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 true.
But yeah, yeah.
Okay, man on the wall.
You
This
can talk
is
about this one now.
okay. This is a one-cost unique upgrade. Interesting. Play only if your identity has the soldier shade. So there we go. We got our soldier support that we were hoping for, and
I just saw that,
so
yeah. I
so
think the only
Winter's
two cards, sorry, the cards that interact with Soldier in the aspect so far have both been title cards, which is interesting.
because this and mission leader.
Mission Leader. I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
it's title card. Yeah.
Exhaust man on the wall. Reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. This screams Lord of the Rings Dunedain to me. Like this is exactly right out of that. That's awesome.
Well,
I'm here for it. Vision. Oh, he can't play it though.
no,
Dang it. Dang it. Well,
no.
Vision's a soldier in my heart.
I was about to say, I'm glad this is like locked as a soldier. Well, there's several heroes I just think this is gonna go like crazy on. But even then, Nick can sit with a couple minions like in stealth form and get
Mhm.
threat off them. Like there's definitely stuff here. Capital can just retaliate people who hit him. He's not necessarily has to get rid of them immediately. There's definitely soldier stuff to be done here, and I think even if it's one target, am I correct reading this? I just summon in one person, and this is like a one cost discount. So someone minion summoning like with these cards that we have available in the aspect, or even face the past. I mean,
Mm.
I
Mhm.
like this. I, I like this a lot.
Yeah.
It feels very good.
It feels so good. Reduce the cost of the next card you play this phase by 1 for each minion engaged with you. Even if that's 1, it's a 1 cost resource generator.
I think this is fine
Minimum.
if it's one, and if it's two, it starts to feel really good. And if it's
And
anything
if
more than two,
and if you're
it's
playing
just
Ultron
crazy.
and you have 13, let's go.
Yeah, I mean that's how you play the Bellerophon in outside
Yeah.
of Maria and Bishop,
Yes.
and then hit them all.
Absolutely.
Wow,
This
what
this
a
is this is kind of
bold
insane.
design.
Yeah,
Yeah,
this is
very.
kind of insane. I think it like the only I'm trying to poke holes in it at this point, but like you reducing the cost, so you if you reduce the cost to 0, you don't pay the mental resource to get a home technique kicker. You can't play things that have resource requirements with this. But honestly, like a Nick, like if you have 4 minions, which I don't think is impossible in a lot of builds, especially if you're building around this, or 4 minions maybe a lot.
Mm,
If you have 2 minions, if you have 3 minions, it's so good. It's so
it's
good. Drop
very
Nick for
good.
free? Are you kidding me? Yes.
Yeah, I'm trying to look up all the soldier characters because there's so many heroes in this game now. I lose track. We've got
Cable.
War Machine,
Okay.
Venom, Nick Fury, Captain Marvel, Captain America, and Cable, like you just mentioned there. So there's definitely some very, very interesting stuff.
Yeah. I think like Cap likes it a lot. Cap has, his
Mm.
shield toss. He can clear out minions. Venom has a pretty decent way to clear out minions with his running
He's
gun, his
actually
multi gun.
he's only soldier in Alter Ego, so Venom you'd have to play it in Alter Ego and then flip to hero form, but you could use it. So that's kind of a funny
Nice.
extra step.
That's funny. Nick with spray fire. Yes. Good call.
Mm.
Interesting. Yeah. Hmm.
This feels like a lot of love for aggression, but I'm gonna call it well deserved love.
Yes. Yeah. A lot of the soldiers are only in alter ego. It's a hero action though, so no Venom or Captain Marvel. I think you can, Mike. I think you can play it in alter ego, and then you trigger it. You don't have to be a
I'm
soldier to trigger it. You just have to be a soldier to play it.
I'm gonna say unless Marvel CDB isn't quite up to date, any Venom is the only hero who's soldier only in Ultra Ego. All the others actually apparently have it
Oh,
in
cool.
hero form,
Cool.
so
Okay.
actually pretty accessible.
Yeah. The upside to this is pretty incredible.
Yeah, I mean the ceiling is very high,
Yeah. Yeah.
and sometimes when you have a lot of minions engaged with you, it's because the game is turned against you. So this in some way could be some kind of comeback mechanic to help like clear the board and or smack the villain very quickly before you're overwhelmed too much. Um, so any good
So
things to say about this?
of those soldiers, War Machine is the only one that can get aerial, I think.
Captain Marvel with
Captain
cosmic
Marvel.
flight,
Yeah.
and Nick Fury
So
actually with his flying car, which is
oh
absurd.
yeah, good for him. Good for him. I love it. I love it. Um
My favorite card for him.
yeah. Okay, so with Ariel, I think like a get over here is a really interesting play in a multi player scenario where if you have
That
Ariel, you engage that minion, and so
adds so much
now
value.
you grab him, and then you deal damage to him, and then you can use this card to reduce the cost, and then you can take him out. And then you're also running Hall of Heroes. Oh my gosh, these soldiers are gonna be so rich. The most well paid soldiers in history. Like this is gonna be insane.
Captain Marvel famously doesn't have a lot of resources, so this will
That's
probably
true.
help.
Yeah, this is finally giving Captain Marvel the resource boost she needs.
uh, if you can tell, that was a lot of sarcasm, but nonetheless, do I think this is? I do think I like this card a lot. This will let me play more cards, and more cards is more fun.
Yeah, I like the design of this a lot. Yeah,
Mm.
it's fun to see like you can tell the parent card or the parent archetype from Lord of the Rings is starting to show itself in Marvel. It's fun.
I can't see that, so that's I'm glad you're here to point these things out.
Yeah. The Dunedain is they get so many benefits for having enemies engaged with them, and then they have ways to like tamper down the enemies. And so I'm
Gotcha.
curious if we'll see something like that where like if you have like a pin down or something. Throw pin,
Spider Woman.
do it, do it, do it. Throw pin down on my enemies and just farm them. Oh
That's
gosh,
so fun. That's
that's
a multiplayer
yeah,
combo, it's a Spider Woman combo, it's a super combo.
that's amazing.
I think we still have one card to go as well, so the article isn't over. And actually, we've got the modular thingy, I think. So,
Nice. Yes.
wow, this article's good.
This
I'm not
article is good.
disappointed. I'm not disappointed by not seeing more Winter Soldier cards now because they made up for
Yeah,
it.
the aggression cards are really solid. And also,
Mm,
I'm happy that we paused our podcast to finish or to do this, but ready up
yeah,
another tech, then team up with him as super soldiers. What does this
let's have a
do?
look. This is a
Ooh.
free cost event, a free cost team up, pretty unusual. Attack, so you can use your arm to be more super, more soldier. Um, Works with Captain America, which is very, very fun. A lot of people were wondering if this would happen, and I feel like I probably do need to address the reprint situation. It's probably going to be a little bit bittersweet for some people, but I think thematically for the character, it does make sense that he gets a team up with Captain America, and we do have the ally for it, so it's definitely very, very usable. Even in leadership as well, because we have the leadership Captain America, which is fun. So hero attack, deal 6 damage to an enemy, give a Cap and Winter Soldier each a tough status card. So this seems very good as long as you can play it. But
Hmm.
both characters seem happy to sit in hero form at least for quite a lot, especially if you've got the ally out. The ally Captain America stick around. So I like this a lot.
Yeah. Two-handed play also really good. 3 for 6 is decent, but it does block 2 attacks. I like it.
Mm.
Yeah.
You can even use the tough one, like your Captain America ally as Winter Soldier, to just get 2 footing immediately, because the ally will last longer. I think this checks out. I could see a world where they might have only given 1 tough, because, like 6 damage and a status card is heroic strike from Captain
Mm,
America.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So
Oh,
I
that's
think
fun.
I think this kind of is a step up, getting 2 status cards from it. Makes it kind of worth the team up kind of trouble. Um, yeah, I like it. This kind of implies to me we have a Winter Soldier basic ally, so the Captain America hero can use this. My prediction is going to be Falcon that comes in. So a little more crazy speculation. Uh, yeah, I like this.
Yeah. And we have chat talking about how Captain America is not available right now, the hero pack. And so I
Mm.
wonder if we're gonna get that reprint or the redesign, I think is what they called it in the article, fairly soon if they're printing this now.
My impression was, I mean, they haven't really. We don't really know what's going on with the current environment yet. And I certainly wish I did. I'm kind of I was kind of under the impression that was going to be coming later on. I can't remember if they said anything specific on that or not, but certainly it would be amazing if it happened now. And maybe a little
I w-
Sinister Motives reprint for
I
Silk and all the Shield stuff.
and I bet we get Cap in Civil War. We have
You
to, right?
reckon?
I think
I
so.
hope so.
I think so.
Uh,
He is so integral to the story.
it would be unfortunate if he wasn't available. Let's put it that way. But you can
Yeah.
have the ally now, and the ally is at least very good.
The ally is very, very solid. Okay. Very cool. So any last thoughts on the aggression cards that we got to see before we go
I
into
need
our whiteout?
I need I need this pack now. I think this is going to be really fun for aggression. I love spoiling for a fight. I love the Captain America ally. I like aggressive stance. I think certain characters and builds it's going to be really good for. I mean, I'm just really repeating everything I said. Man on the wall, crazy. I like everything here. Some of the aspect cards this wave have been like just really good, but some of them seem quite niche, and I haven't necessarily um used some of the ones that came in Agents of Shield a lot. Some of them I have, and some of them I haven't. But these all seem like cards that I will be using quite frequently, which I think is very, very fun.
Yeah. Nice. Alrighty, let's look at our Elite Thunderbolt minion mod set. I love it. I love the fact that we're getting these mod sets. I've been playing with a couple of the mod sets outside of like the Thunderbolt scenario. They're fun. They're good. Like it
Yeah.
adds another kind of like dimension that isn't just like a big minion because it's an absurdly big minion, but you have to deal with it one time. And so that just
Mm.
adds like a different twist to the game than I was kind of expecting because I was kind of picturing it, okay, it's going to be Dragon, it's going to be Mr. Hyde, it's going to be something that I just have to deal with. But it's like way worse than that. So I was like, it's going to be tough. But it's like now it's like you build a game plan to deal with it when it comes out, and then you can deal with the villain. And so it's been really fun to use those outside of the Thunderbolt scenarios as well.
Yeah, I mean they've all got I think so far two treacheries which bring the minion in, and the minion itself you have three chances for it to happen, which makes it very consistent.
Yeah, now you can use all your minion summoning to pull them too. Um, use your
Great.
save house 30 to pull out Blizzard because what is Blizzard? Blizzard is a 1/2/16 Elite Thunderbolt minion with Villainous and Victory 1 for boost cards because why not? After
So
Blizzard attacks a character, search the encounter deck and discard pile for Encased in Ice, shuffle that into or and attach it to that character. Otherwise, stun the attacked character.
let me just say this guy is just Iceman having a bad day, right?
Yeah, right, right.
Frostbite encased in ice. I'm pretty sure if they're not very very similar, I will be shocked.
Yeah,
Um,
I hope that it's similar to the Power of the Atom card, the gamma radiation
oh,
card,
that's
where
so
it's like
fun.
you get -1 attack, but if you have the gamma trade, it's +1 attack. I hope it's like unless you're Iceman, in which you get +1 something. But let's take a
It's
look
gotta
at
be.
what Encased is. I was like, I didn't see it. It's right here, like on the edge of the line. I was like, did they just not give us that card? That'd be hilarious. Um, anyways, what is Encased in Ice?
A little bit different than we said about, but kind of similar to the frostbite thing too. So you attach to your identity, has the ice trait for reasons, which are thematic but not practical. Attached character cannot attack enemies other than this card. So it's kind of a taunt initially that's pulling your attacks toward Blizzard. So now you just cannot attack the villain or other minions at all. I think that's a really fun effect. I actually kind of like to see more of that kind of thing. Any player can attack this card as if it were a minion. This is really different. Any
Hmm.
player can attack this card as if it were a minion. If there is 3 or more damage here, move all but 3 damage here to attach character and discard this card. So you're locked in fighting Blizzard. You have to attack Blizzard, but if you attack Encased in Ice, you will take 3 damage eventually, but you get 3 of that effect.
Move all but 3 damage here. So I think if you do exactly 3 damage, you don't take any damage. Am I reading that correctly?
Oh, actually, you might be correct. I think I maybe read the other way. Move all but. I think I moved like I think I read it as move 3 and no more. But actually, I think you're right. Move. You're correct. Okay,
That's
yeah. So
cool.
you don't want to you don't want to hit your friend who's in the ice too hard.
Yep, yep, yep.
That makes way more
And
sense.
oh, and any player can attack it. That's cool. Okay, so you can come out and
Mm,
just like smash somebody out of the ice, or you can kind of like try and break out yourself. So
yeah.
I like it. I think this is a really cool kind of like non-status status effect.
I think chat is correcting me as well. I was very confused with this card. I think I was expecting something different. It doesn't lock you into attacking Blizzard. It locks you into attacking Encased in Ice. When you're in ice, it's like a super stun, and you have to like try and break through this card to do
Yeah.
protect anyone. I think thematically and like just mechanically, this might be one of the coolest attachments we have in the game from like the villains
Mm-hmm.
side.
Mm-hmm. It locks you down, but it's a unique way to get out of it. That's fun. I
Mm,
like it. I like it a lot. Cool.
yeah,
So I'm assuming we're getting at least 2 of these. This is card number 3. Winter or Blizzard is going to be card number 1. So I assume we're going to get 2.
yeah. So most likely.
It's definitely a cool attachment. It says infectious zombie. Heck yeah, I love it.
Well,
um,
here's the thing for you. Blizzard is card 1 out of 6 in the whiteout modular, and he's number 34. Encased in Ice is 3 out of 6, but it's card 35. So to my understanding, card 2 is actually going to be encased in ice as well as this one.
okay, cool. Yeah, that makes sense. Like we got 2 of the Power of the Atom Gamma cards or
Yeah.
whatever.
Normally they do it the other way around. The card they show us will be the first one out of the set. So normally we'd expect
Hmm.
to be 3 and 4, but it looks like something like that did not happen here.
Gotcha. Blizzard attacks the character that is already encased. He stuns them, freezing them in their tracks for even longer. Oh yeah, because if you're stunned, you can't attack to get out of the ice. Oh, that's brutal. That's
Yeah.
absolutely brutal. I love it. Add in the slippery conditions. which is a 3 threat per player side scheme. Forced response after an ally enters play. You have to exhaust it, and it comes in with a
Ah.
hazard icon and 3 boost icons. Thanks, I hate it.
I like this. I know in the Frost Giants, I think modular, there's a side scheme which stops you raiding your allies. So this other cold kind of theme side scheme
Mm,
stopping, like having an effect on exhausting stuff. I think that's very thematic. Um, Hazard, not great, a little scary. Yeah, seems like a solid side scheme. Maybe not when you're very pleased to see.
Mike, Cyborg, you're in the wrong universe, is what they say. That's really funny. That does look like Cyborg. That's hilarious. Um, yeah, that's cool. Okay, so after now I interest play exhausted. It's not horrible to get rid of, but it is a priority, right? I mean, like you
Yeah,
got to get rid of it, especially if you're relying on allies to thwart. This
I mean the
could hang
hazard
out
icon
for
is
a
awful.
longer. Yeah, the hazard icon is not good. Not a big fan of that.
Uh,
Oof.
hmm. The art is interesting. This is Deathlock, right? Now, apparently, I think multiple Deathlocks in the Marvel universe, and I know people
Hmm.
speculated on him. So maybe he could be an ally in one of these packs that we haven't seen yet. That's my speculation again here.
That'd be
Um,
cool.
but yeah, I think this Thunderbolt is pun intended. Maybe one of the coolest ones here.
Yeah, I like the design of this one. I don't quite remember exactly what the ones that are coming in the Shuri, Silk, and Falcon packs are at this point, but I still
Hmm.
haven't been able to sink my teeth into all of them that we got in the box yet. So I'm excited
Hmm.
that we have more. Blizzard looks like a ton of fun though.
Yeah, I really think his force response, putting someone in that encased in ice, is tougher than some of the effects we've seen on other Thunderbolts. Like, do you think it's fun if you block with an ally and they survive? Like the ally is encased in ice, which is really funny.
Yep, yep. Oh,
So very cool.
that's cool. Okay, overall thoughts on the pack. Is it something that you think you're going to be getting?
I feel like I've said this with almost every pack that's been revealed. But I'm like, oh, this one's my favorite. This one's my favorite. Yeah, I'm probably getting this pack. I'll hold my thoughts and let it cool down a bit from the hype to say which one's my favorite pack yet. But this one is right up there in contention.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I am a huge fan of the hero, the aspect cards. I actually really like this Thunderbolt, so it's getting full marks from me.
Nice. We are getting it in June, it looks like. And so that should be right along the release of Falcon, which makes sense. Falcon and Winter Soldier are going to be coming out as a pair. And then we should be getting Silk and Shuri, at least in the United States, on May 2nd, I believe. I don't know.
Who knows? I think I'm getting it on time, but I also last time I was meant to get it on time, my corner of the UK just didn't get it from the supplier for an extra week or so. So
Oh, that's sad.
yeah, so we'll see. It'll be coming out in the next couple of weeks
Nice.
for everyone, I assume.
Nice. Yeah, there's a lot of really cool stuff here. I'm excited for both Winter Soldier as well as the aggression support and the elite mod sets. I'm excited. This
Mm.
will be a buy for me, if that was ever a question, I guess.
Winter Soldier's just a cool character.
Winter Soldier is a really interesting character. I'm looking forward to him.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, yeah, so thank you all so very much for hanging out. Let us know what you think down in the video comments if you are watching this after the fact when it went live. Looking forward to seeing what everyone thinks and what we may have missed during it. But Villain Theory, thanks so much for hanging out and looking at new heroes with me.
Yeah, it's good to be here. And yeah, see you guys maybe next time.
Excellent. See you. Peace.